Hi, Facebook friends. Helen Archontou, CEO of the YWCA of Northern New Jersey. So happy to have some time with you this morning. It is Tuesday, in case you need to know that and haven't figured it out yet. And I'm so happy to have some time with you today. It's the day before Veterans Day. And before I forget, I just want to call out, and we're going to put up a post here and a link for anyone who wants to participate. There's a wonderful organization, We the People, that we are connected to. We actually honored their founder at our Racial Justice Awards one year. They do amazing volunteer work and bring students together to do volunteer work for different efforts. They have a wonderful project going on now that's for students to write a letter or draw a picture for a veteran, and they have links where you can mail it and where you can send photos of it to, so that they can get to veterans this week. So I know a lot of us have students, aged children at home, or do not have student-age children, but just like to draw and say salute and thanks and honor themselves. So it's a great opportunity to support our veterans and salute them. So we're going to put a link into our comments for anyone who wants to participate and share with the students in their lives. But today is a conversation that I'm very excited to have. A wonderful opportunity to talk about something light and something that has helped make a difficult time a little bit brighter. And we know that we've all been dealing with the physical and mental impact of COVID now for the last 8 months. And obviously there's been a tremendous amount of sadness and loss, connected with that for sure. But we also know that for many people that there's been a lot of fear, a lot of restlessness, a lot of loneliness, and a lot of depression. And with the time continuing, that continues as well. And, we are all seeking different ways to kind of grab handle of those feelings and, help us, feel a little bit, look back at this time and try to look at it a little bit differently through a different lens. And our guest today, Jodi Miller, who is a longtime friend of mine, has created something which I thought was so unique and wanted to share with you. And it really is just like her, because she really is one of those special people in the world that really was always about and still is always about making people laugh in some way and making people feel some kind of warmness inside. And so it was not surprising to me at all that she created this project, which I'm excited to share with you. So let me tell you about Jodi, and then we can chat a little bit about our pandemic patches. Jodi founded Pandemic Patch Program in May of 2020, and she did that to celebrate the small accomplishments and achievements that we have had during these stressful times. She's a freelance graphic artist, and a freelance graphic designer and an art director. She specializes in digital marketing, events, and custom publication. She's very talented in all the work that she does, for sure. And she's so creative that she keeps coming up with, new engaging initiatives that are impactful. And if you follow Jodi on her, various social media platforms, you will get to see as she continues to kind of reinvent herself. And as I said, this is her latest project. She lives in New York City, and her other hobbies include, this is so Jodi, eating, drinking, and sometimes cooking. Welcome, Jodi. So happy to have you here today.
Oh, Helen, thank you so much for having me on. This is really exciting for me, and it's nice to hear you frame it that way. But yeah, I made these little patches. I thought maybe I should show you some so you can get an idea. They're just like old school 2-inch patches, and they range from here. I don't can see. Whoops.
There they are.
There they are. They range from what we call like the basic. These were actually hard things to do: is showering, grooming, those types of things. and there's a range of them going to all the way up to the superheroes who are making the mask that we're all wearing, and and so forth. So there is a range. I have these things feel hard, wearing a bra, wearing pants.
Yeah. So tell me, where did you get the idea to, where did you get the thought to kind of translate these kind of small victories of each day that we've had to like hang on to during this time? Because, it has been so stressful and, sad. Where did you come up with this idea to kind of take those small victories and put them on a patch?
I don't know. It's it's from March to May. In my 1-bedroom apartment on the Lower East Side with my dog and my girlfriend, and we're hearing a lot of sirens, and a lot of people we know are sick, and sadly some of them did pass, and stores are running out of stuff. There's no toilet paper. There's no all-purpose flour. We're on the 14th floor. We're hiding. We're cleaning. We're disinfecting. We are washing. We're hunting for our supplies, and we're just avoiding contact. And we're healthy, but we're locked in. And that's the case for so many of the people who are the non-essential, non-medical. This is everybody else, obviously. But the people who have the privilege to work at home are home, and everyone's communicating on social media, and everyone has more time. So I'm starting to see some trends. I'm seeing these hobbies emerge, and people are learning instruments and developing skills. They're feeding their sourdough mother, and they are growing a new celery from their old celery. And I mean, people are growing real vegetables. People are, it's almost like we're going back to the basics, but something maybe we just read about, people are baking bread. And I mean, it's just, so I'm seeing these trends emerge, and people are sourcing, fabric and elastic, and I don't know. I'm just seeing all of my friends communicating through social media, and I started to think that we are heroes in this, and how can we be? How can we? It seemed like something that needed a reward, or some kind of. So I'm a graphic designer, and a lot of my work had thinned out. I do marketing, for events and stuff. A lot of that had thinned out quite a bit. So, personally, I needed a distraction and maybe even a side hustle. So I had made some patches before for various, throughout my work as a designer. I've made some patches. So I don't know, it just sort of came together, but it came together really quickly. I made some designs, and I just thought they were like funny and cute, and I bought a URL, and I built the store, and within 9 days of buying the URL, I launched the store. So this is also maybe a time where I wasn't being a perfectionist either. I think sometimes when you try to make everything perfect, you put up a wall or something. And I don't know, I just kind of jumped in and did it. I found the manufacturer, I got everything set up, and then I shared it on Facebook. But, I just put up pictures of the designs. The patches actually take a month to manufacture. So I just put up some photos, but my friends all shared it, and suddenly Pandemic Patches was born.
That's
the story. It was short, and I just did it. And
well, it's an amazing evolution, honestly, because I think many of us kind of have an idea about something, but everyone doesn't bring it all the way to fruition. And I think, there are different things that keep us back from doing that. But I love how you just didn't pay attention to any of those. And
I could have finessed the idea, the designs and the puns and stuff and tried to make, but I don't know. I didn't want that to hold me back or
So again, let's tell, I have my pandemic patches here that I purchased, and I just wanted to share with everyone, let you know what we bought over here. And they've been a big hit in our house. And I have to say, it was obviously, Jodi's someone I've known for a long time, and I love this initiative. So I, clearly wanted to support it. But when we got them here, the excitement when we opened them up with my kids and my husband and my mom, we were all like, wow, so it really did bring a light, to a moment, which was really nice. And now we often refer to them. So the ones that were big in our house was, let's see, Still Married.
That might be the biggest
biggest seller.
Well, no, the biggest of the heroes.
It's hard.
You're hearing your spouse on their work calls saying revert back on the, at the EOD and the, whatever they're talking, work talk, and you're still married to them.
No matter what you had to endure. This was a big one for me. Let's see, wore a bra, definitely made it in.
Let's
see.
These Zoom calls are great. You don't have to wear a bra at all.
I know you can. All right. Quarantine cut. I've definitely done some dabbling on my bangs on a regular basis. And my son, he got probably the most, avant-garde cut that I did.
It's so much fun though, isn't it? I personally, I think it's part of rewarding.
Yeah, an 80s alternative group, one of these alternative punk groups because of haircut.
New wave.
New wave, right? Devo. But
it's super fun. I mean, I think the cutting of the hair, it's something that we just never did. And it just seemed like a scary thing. And I've never been afraid of getting my hair cut, but now I'm doing it myself. I feel so empowered. I don't think I'm ever going to go get a haircut again. I'm just, I love it. I mean, I feel like I'm doing an okay job, and yeah, I love it.
So we've got a few homeschool heroes over here, as you can see.
I feel like that works for teachers or parents or students. I feel like that's sort of supposed to.
I agree. I actually, I got them for the kids, and I got them for my husband because I'm the one that's working on Zoom all day long. He's a musician, so he's basically recording at night. So during the day, he's the one that's really monitoring what's going on with the schooling. And I have to say, it's been hard and easier this year than last year because I think, the educators had a little bit of time to plan this year. But I give him and all the parents that are, stepping in throughout the day, a real pat on the back. And that was a wonderful patch to be able to give them. And we've had almost everyone at this point. We're down to one person in the house who has not had a quarantine birthday yet. But we've got one more coming in December. And then all of us have had a quarantine birthday.
I have to say, I can't keep that one in stock.
I would imagine
that's my favorite one. You could see, so the mask is covering the nose. So for my birthday, my friends actually drove into the city from Brooklyn. So if you know that, that's a big deal. They love me. So they came all the way from Brooklyn just to drive by, and they had their mask over their nose. And I thought it was so funny and really clever.
That was a little tribute.
So, yeah. But the birthdays end up being fun in a way that you wouldn't think they would be. I had a couple of Zoom calls with family all over the world and friends, and some of my neighbors held up a banner across because we had the 7:00 clap every night.
Yeah.
So at 7:00, I went out to the window to clap and cheer for the essential workers. And my friends held up a banner that said, "Happy birthday, Jodi." It was incredible. It was in another building. It was so funny.
Well, I think it's really important to, obviously, again, not at all diminishing the loss and the sadness, and and that's been, epic, unfortunately. And as we are watching the numbers rise again, we know, unfortunately, we're heading back. It's all been scary, but we're heading back into a scary place again. But I love that you have found and helped us find different just different moments to celebrate with these patches, and acknowledge, pat each other on the back and say, yeah, this kind of sucked, but it was hard, but here's one for you.
Yeah, it's also sweet. So people are going through the site and they're picking out specific ones for their friends, and they're thinking, oh, well, she's been making this no knead bread, and he's been trying this recipe, and it's just so you're thinking about all these people that you haven't seen, and then you're mailing it to them, which is nice because you're using the U.S. Postal Service. So it's just, there's a sweetness to it that I like, and a lightness,
So how has it all been received? I mean, obviously, I know, obviously I'm part of your Facebook community, so I can see that, people love them, but how has it been received, further than that? And have you been able to push it out further than that?
Immediately it got a huge response, and I started selling out right away. And like I said before, they take a month to manufacture. So when I was selling out, I didn't have the products yet. I didn't have the patches. And I have enough experience to know that they'd probably be okay. But, when you make something, you want to see it and you want to touch it. And so, I'm not going to lie, I was nervous, but I was selling them out and I didn't have them and I hadn't seen them. And then I got them. I was like sitting in the parking lot of the post office looking at them, and I was just delighted. They're just cute and funny, and together they work great as a collection, and I was really proud. So this is
yes,
cute.
Yes, there are a lot of heroes out there. And as before we went live, I know you were talking about how we all know who the real heroes are.
Oh, I mean, and those people making the masks are, besides the medical workers and the essential workers, next comes these mask makers. Like, we need these masks. I don't know how to make a mask. And these people are making, they all have a count. So they're like, oh, I've made 450. I've made 780. Like, it's mind boggling, and it's life-saving.
Yep.
Really. I think it is.
I agree. And I love how they all come with a little merit badge too.
Oh yeah, I thought those were really cute and try to be official. And then I wanted to keep it old school, so I'm actually filling out. I'm writing my name by hand, which is hilarious. Now I'm on my. I just ordered. I'm starting my 4,000. I wrote my name several times since May.
Do you have any new patches in the hopper, or have you had a lot of requests for
I've had a lot of requests. I know this is going to go on for a while, but I feel like this project it's ephemeral, and I don't want to overexpand. And the British people want the banana breader, and everyone has their recipes. If it was up to me, it would all be recipes, and all like really specific, like that nobody would want to buy, just like such a little detail, like I made this recipe,
Well, I think we and I have to call out one of our, a fellow, actually, Fort Lee Bridgman, and a part of our YWCA team called out one for telehealth appointments. She said that was something, and and obviously Zoom meetings.
Oh yeah, Zoom meetings. Yeah. Well, the Zoom happy hour, I don't even have one in the house. I can't keep that because people are buying them for all of their friends that they meet every other week on Zoom. So, it's incredible what we're able to do now because of technology too, and like be connected in a way that we wouldn't have been able to in other years. So we certainly have our blessings there in school.
Well, that's
besides drinking, there's school.
That's definitely the blessing of technology for sure. So, one of the reasons I loved, inviting you to be part of this conversation today was not only to showcase the patches, because I did think that it was, just a wonderful, we've seen some, again, it's been a very dark, and troubling time for sure, and it continues to be, but it's nice to be able to embrace some of the light, that has come, as well, because that is really what, helps us keep going for sure. And this is definitely one of the lights that I have found for sure. But what I also really respect and wanted, to kind of get to and have you share is, being a woman small business owner and I know you that, you're a consultant, your freelance work, and can you talk a little bit about how you've, gotten through this time, for your business, and, a little, I feel like a lot of our small business owners really take from that inspiration about hearing how other, women entrepreneurs, women business owners, are bridging.
Well, I could try. I don't really know. What I got from this project was that I learned what I really like and what I really enjoy. So I really like the immediateness of this project. Often I make stuff and then, go for some big company. I don't know where it goes, but here I'm making this thing and people get this thing and then they send me a note and they're like, I love this thing. And it's just an immediateness that I like. And building up the social media and getting to know people and seeing what they're cooking and baking or whatever. I'm not really answering your question, but I guess this project helped me figure out what I do enjoy. Mm-hmm. And so, hopefully I can come up with another project or help other people come up with a side hustle or, I've been doing some custom, like one woman has a virtual wine tasting class. So I made her a corn tasting award. So I'm not really answering your question, but did I?
Well, I think you are. And I love that you're talking about the side hustle, because, I think that that's a lot of what women business owners, there are a lot of women that are actually still in, jobs, and they, have this dream about doing something else, so that they create the side hustle, or that they have their own business, but that they need this other side hustle to help keep that business going. And, that's a real juggling act. That's a real juggling act. And I don't know, it's good to hear about how, business owners are managing that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what will be, but I've learned so much. I've learned just so much about e-commerce and social media, and so it's been a real joy.
Well, I think there's many lessons for our business owners in this conversation, though, about, just following your instinct and not getting too caught up in the perfection of it, and, seeing it through. And I love that you kind of focused on the joy that it was giving you and how that was, meaningful, in terms of thinking about future projects for yourself too. I mean, it sounds like you learned a lot, and by sharing that with us, I think our small business owners learned as well.
I hope so. It's, I just did it. Just do it. Try it.
So, and even we have Amy Collins watching, who's another, wonderful entrepreneur in our community. And she was saying, when we find what makes us shine, it gives others permission to shine as well. So
that's lovely.
Yes. So with that, look, Jodi, I encourage you to keep, embracing your creativity, and I encourage everybody out there to keep, kind of following your instinct and your creativity, and spending some time and space with it. Since we are obviously still living like this, it's an opportunity to keep trying new things if if you can fit that into your day, if you have the space for that. I know early on, I honestly was so stressed out the first few months with just managing, everyone being sick and fear of being sick and, keeping everyone in my house healthy that, there was really no baking or closet cleaning or, any of those things, but as the months have gone on, I've been able to settle with it and, move my head into different spaces. And I think, this is one of those times in our lives, obviously very unique, but, there are phases that are going to go through even this time.
Right.
So, embrace what you can when you can. And if you can make some space for creativity and exploring, new opportunities, this is definitely a time to do it for sure.
For sure.
For sure. Well, Jodi Miller, we are going to be watching to see what you come up with next. Folks, we've been putting links in here for you about Jodi's website for pandemic patches. She's on Instagram. You can follow Pandemic Patches there. There's a Facebook page you can follow there. And I know when she does new and cross initiatives, you can catch her there as well. And I think, Jodi, you need a patch for, first Be Live interview.
I know, I'm a hero.
First interview.
You know what I did? I danced with my fear. I think one of your other guests was talking about that.
Yeah.
I was a little bit afraid of that. Who knows what Jodi might say?
Yeah. That's part of the fun of Jodi.
That is fun.
But thank you for always being a bright light, and we do look forward to seeing what comes next for you. And for those of you watching, if there's anyone that you wished had seen this episode, do not despair. You can share it later. It lives here on our Facebook page, and you can send it, individually to someone through Messenger, or you can put the link onto your page and share it as well. But, do encourage you to check out, find the little joys and, ways to celebrate, the good times of now, whether it's through a pandemic patch or in some other way. It's definitely needed, for us to get through this time for sure. And as I started and say again, really just want to thank all of our veterans for their service, in this country. And here we've got a little boy who just keeps wanting to pop his head in. Okay, he walked by. We're so grateful to all of our veterans, for their service. And we do encourage anyone who has students at home to participate in We the People's project of creating a letter or some kind of picture of thanks to honor and salute them. And we have put the link for you here. Also, for anyone in your life that is, for our seniors, our Fitness and Friendship Friday, this Friday at 11:30 a.m., we have Building Your Inner Strength, Ways to Weather Adversity, presented by Sarah Hiller-Merson from the Center for Purposeful Aging. We actually had her on YWTV, and I have to say, she was so perspective setting, and it would be a great opportunity for anyone to watch. So we encourage you. It's on Zoom. Our Jen on the Go the following Friday. Our young people can get holiday ready. We have a virtual etiquette party with Tiffany Kerr of Chic Situations for girls 9 to 14 and their parents and caregivers. So that's another great opportunity. And if you haven't signed up for our 21-day Racial Equity and Social Justice Challenge, I encourage you to do that. We'll put our links here. It's a great opportunity for you to learn more about race, power, privilege, and leadership. And it's easy. You do it on your own. It's an introspective process, but we do encourage you to participate in that. And if you are enjoying the work of the YWCA and our YWTV episodes, we do also encourage you to support our efforts by texting a donation to equality, texting equality to 707070. We're always grateful for your support. We're always grateful for you watching. And we hope you have a fabulous day and find something to celebrate, because I get to celebrate, all of these things today. I'm wearing a bra. Okay. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Take care.
Thank you so much, Helen. Stay safe. Stay well.
You well. Bye-bye.